Now, as hearing in the Capitol riots case continues, trouble mounts for former US President Donald Trump. The panel has announced fresh hearings in September as new evidence in the case comes to fore. The committee began its 8th hearing with focus on what Trump was doing as the riot unfolded. Chairman Benny Thompson said that Trump was sitting in the White House and disregarding desperate pleas of his family and staff as violence continued at Capitol Hill on January 6th. He also said that there must be accountability for what he called an attack on democracy, adding that Trump lied, bullied and betrayed his oath as the president.
187 minutes on January 6th. This man of unbridled destructive energy could not be moved, not by his aides, not by his allies, not by the violent chants of rioters or the desperate pleas of those facing down the riot. He lied, he bullied, he betrayed his oath. He tried to destroy our democratic institutions. He summoned a mob to Washington.
Meanwhile, Republican Representative Adam Kinzinger and an Air Force veteran also reiterated that Trump violated his oath of office during the attack. In his opening remarks, the congressman said, and I quote, "Hearings have shown many ways in which former U.S. President Donald Trump tried to stop the peaceful transfer of power in the days leading up to January 6th with each of his plan and betrayed his oath of office and was derelict in his duty." He also released excerpts of deposition videos ahead of the hearing on social media, where former White House aides described Trump watching television footage of the crowds that stormed the Capitol.
Was the president in that private dining room the whole time that the attack on the Capitol was going on? Or did he ever go to, again, only to your knowledge, to the Oval Office, to the White House Situation Room, anywhere else?
To the best of my recollection, he was always in the dining room.
Yeah, what did they say, Mr. Meadows or the president, at all, during that brief encounter that you were in the dining room? What do you recall?
I think they were, everybody was watching the TV.
Do you know whether he was watching TV in the dining room when you talked to him on January 6th?
It's my understanding he was watching television.
When you were in the dining room in these discussions, was the...
And for more on this, our correspondent Benji Hire is joining us live from Washington, D.C. Hi, Benji. Welcome to the broadcast. Right. So my first question to you is that one of the major revelations that came forward is that the former U.S. President, Donald Trump, did not fail to act, but he chose not to act. Can you elaborate on this?
Yes, indeed. The testimony coming from two of his former staff members who quit immediately after January 6th, who explained that they, along with many colleagues, were imploring him to call off the march to condemn the attack. But there was a window of 187 minutes in which, instead of criticising the actions of the mob and saying that they should go home, he instead tweeted a number of remarks, such as that Mike Pence was not declaring him the winner of the election, which the committee alleges spurred the actions of those rioters further as they stormed the Capitol building. As you mentioned in your introduction, one of those testifying, Sarah Matthews, Donald Trump's former deputy press secretary, said that that means the president betrayed his oath. And ultimately, what does this mean going forward? Well, the committee is trying to make the case that the former president is someone who did not perform the duties as he should that day, and therefore it's up to the Justice Department to take action in terms of prosecution and charges to make sure that Donald Trump can be accountable for his actions on that day.
Right, Benji, like you mentioned, that he had a window of 187 perilous minutes. And in the hearings that just took place, they've also said that Donald Trump betrayed the oath that he took as the President of America. They've also said that fresh sessions will be taking place in September. What can we expect in the committee that will go forward in the month of September?
Well, it's interesting to hear that, actually, because we expected this to be the last of those series of hearings, the 8th and the second that's been held in prime time. But at the very start, in the opening statements, Vice Chair Liz Cheney announcing that the committee has further evidence that has arrived at their desk and that more witnesses have come forward. and that therefore they will collate that information and have several more hearings in September. After that, they're expected to release a report, and then the real question is, what is going to be done with that information? Will there be criminal proceedings? Will it impact the outcome of the November midterm elections, where the balance of Congress is to be determined? And also, regarding the midterms, what difference will that election have on the investigations? If the Republicans, as they're expected to do, make grounds in that vote, either taking one or both chambers of Congress currently commanded by the Democrats, a lot of the progress that we've been seeing in regard to the investigation will come to an almighty halt. Effectively, Donald Trump and his allies are trying to sort of stall until those November midterms and ensure that that happens and the Republicans make the advances that they're aiming to.
Right, Benji. Thanks for getting us up to speed on this. That was our correspondent Benji Hire live from Washington, D.C. Thanks very much.